You may remember me mentioning the other day that I was going to be tackling the man shed, and today is that day. We haven't actually got any hot water in the house today because the plumber's in sorting out our ensuite, so I feel very dirty. I've had a cardio session this morning on the bike, which I think the channel's called GNC, I'm not sure, but it's a really good bike class on YouTube, and I tend to do the 30-minute hits, so I've been enjoying those recently, and I was very sweaty this morning and I haven't showered, so I've chucked a hat on and some athletic gear because I'm going to get busy in the shed. I'm not sure how far I'm going to get today. It's a little bit cloudy, hopefully we don't get rained on, but it's also about 2:30 in the afternoon, so it's not a full day. There's been lots going on today. I've actually also, just before I get started, purchased some reflective tape to put around the garden to try to see if it will keep the pheasants away. I reseeded a couple of days ago, and I also raked the soil to try to hide the seed, but it kind of hasn't done as good a job as I'd hoped. It's also a big area to rake and it's hard work. I know lots of you have suggested putting net in and straw and grass cuttings and stuff down. It's a huge area that I'm seeding, and including the back lawn as well. So although I appreciate that netting it would probably be the best option because it physically stops them from getting to the seeds, it's also one that I'd like to try to avoid if possible. So I'm gonna have a go with the shiny tape. It seems to be doing okay so far, but they weren't really here too much yesterday, so it was more in the evening that they came. We'll see. A couple have walked past and walked through, and then one has actually sat around and started feeding on the seed today so far, so it's not looking too great. I did hear somebody say on YouTube that they're pretty stupid birds, so it's quite hard to scare them. But anyway, I'll quickly show you what I've done. It looks like we're having a party. Also in last week's video you saw that I'd seeded this grass, so I've done a little bit of coverage all around the edges to try and stop them coming in, but I'm not going to get my hopes up. I'm not hopeful. It has been such a lovely day today. It almost felt like a summer's day. So I picked a good day to do this. As you can see, I've cleared out the shed. It's currently pretty empty, minus of course things in the ceiling and bike on the wall. And I now need to get it all back in. But the evening is closing in, so sorry I haven't been chatting too much today. There's been so much going on. I've just been trying to get it done, and I now need to try and get all of the stuff back in the shed. I wanted to look at doing a little bit of reorganisation, have a little bit of wood left over from the beehive stand. I was hoping that I'd get the opportunity to try and build some extra storage units in here. That doesn't look like it's going to happen because I don't have the time. So the main focus I think for now is to just get all of this back in here in a slightly more tidier manner than it was before, and then I need to jump in the house because I need to collapse the bed down from the master room because that's going tomorrow. So it's a busy one, but we're going to get it done. Well, to some people this might look like an absolute mess, but to me this is very tidy and organised. Now, it isn't exactly how I wanted it to be. I was hoping that today I was going to be a little bit more productive in the shed, and I was going to be able to reconfigure some of the arrangements. For example, the bikes are so inaccessible over there, and I'd love to have found a new home. Like I mentioned earlier, this is all just a temporary measure really. This is the shed that came with the house. We really need to have a bigger shed to be able to accommodate for the log stores. We also have the bins that need to be incorporated into the shed because we don't like to have them out on show. We're accumulating more garden gear. Obviously the bike and the lawnmower take up quite a lot of room. However, they're not going anywhere. So as I continue to grow my gardening kit, I'm going to need more space. You may notice that there isn't actually any chainsaws or hedge trimmers or anything like that, and that's because I don't want to buy it until I know that I've got room to store it, because they're not cheap and they need to have a proper home. I also need to have a home for all my bee equipment. So this is my bee toolbox. It's got not a lot in it at the moment. I need to take that frame in actually. It's just got a bee brush, my blowtorch, which is used for cleaning the frames once they've been used, or if you ever get any viruses or disease, and then my soda crystals, which will be used to wash my equipment with. So there isn't much in there. That will be added to very soon. At the minute, that has no home, and I don't want to be leaving it just on top of this unit where the jet wash and stuff is. So there's lots to consider. There's lots that need sorting out. I've utilised my cupboards for different things. There's space in here for stuff. I just need to see what I can fit in here, but that's some golf gear. And then we've got the footballs, and then some covers for the campfire. What's in my fridge? Of course, booze. What else would be in a fridge? And then over on the right, this is some gardening bits. So it's fuel for the lawnmower. I have actually got a strimmer that has 2 strokes, so I've got that up there. They're just empty toolboxes at the top. That is a screw tray, and they are hole cutters. That's screen wash for the cars. And in there is a load of straw for my smoker for beekeeping. And then I didn't end up using any post mix in the woodland because I fabricated the existing posts that were there, so I didn't need to. And all of the safe lawn will be gone in a couple of weeks' time when I do that treatment on the grass. So I'm going to free up a bit of space, which is great. But in terms of wood, this is probably, I don't know, about 1/6 of the amount of wood that we order. So at the minute, it looks like, oh, that's great, that lives there. But really, when that comes, that stacks to the top, too deep, and fills all these cubby holes. So yeah, I'm going to need some more space. And we do have a plan, which probably won't be until 2022, but it's a plan nonetheless. But anyway, as I mentioned, I'm going to head into the house now and get that bed collapsed. It's been a long old day. I've been pulled from pillar to post, but we're getting stuff done, and it makes me so happy. I feel like we're really making great progress. The garden, although it isn't looking particularly pretty because it's very like muddy and stuff like that, and everything is still a little bit unfinished, and of course it's been winter, so we haven't got all of the blossoms and stuff. It's starting to look tidier and neater, and like somebody's actually caring and looking after it, which we are. So yeah, that's making me really happy, and the house is starting to really take shape as well. It's actually really nice being able to come out and it not be raining and wet, because it is nice to get out of the house, because I'm very much confined to my office, which, you know, it's not a bad place to be confined at all. I absolutely love it in there, but to get out in the fresh air just feels amazing. I need to go on more walks, but I've been slacking a little bit, so I haven't been doing as many dog walks as I should be with Lids and Porter, so that's something that I need to work on and improve on, because I do want to go out on them. But it just gets to that point of the day where I'm like, I need to be wrapping up to go and walk Porter with Lids, and I'm just not ready. Like you saw just a second ago, there was stuff all over the shop that needs to get back in the shed. To be fair, I was doing lots for Lids today, so I can kind of push the blame onto her as to why I didn't walk this evening. Mrs. Millen Gordon has cooked us up an absolute fiery dish this evening. It's a chicken bolognese, which I've not had in a very long time, if ever.
Yeah, have you ever had chicken bolognese?
I feel like I have, because it's the sort of thing I'd have cooked myself when all I ate was chicken.
Yeah.
But anyway, niche. And for those of you that haven't seen on Lydia's channel, welcome to the new kitchen. This is our new little safe haven from all the builders. But yeah, really happy with it. Ron Casely Design and the team absolutely smashed it. Lydia's finally got her beloved floor and pasta hanging out of her mouth. Sorry. It's so strange. I was saying to Lids, I really want to get some olive trees for the garden. They've got these beautiful ashy kind of leaves on them. This appeared in the kitchen. It was by no coincidence. No, sorry. And it was
A complete coincidence.
a complete coincidence because nothing had been referenced to the team and that appeared. So really happy about that.
And we're planning on having like 6 of them on the patio.
Yeah. So there's going to be a row of them that go out, which is going to be fantastic. I just now need to learn how to care for them. I just can't get over this kitchen. It is amazing, and this table that Lydia picked is just incredible. So we are yet to eat at it. This has been laid out by Lauren Casey's team. Bon appetit. Well, firstly, before we get started, welcome to the bedroom. That is our beautiful Porter vanity unit that's going to be going in. And my beautiful wife that will be washing in it.
Washing in it?
Yeah, you'll wash your face and stuff.
At it.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah. Oh, you don't like it when I correct you.
And then if we spin around, here we have the current bathroom situation. So you may have remembered that there was a wall here before, you can see on the ceiling actually, just there, that runs down. And that was the back of our shower, and the bath used to run along the back side. You may also remember that we had a vanity unit here. The vanity unit's now there. Toilet's in the same place, and they've just put the basin for the shower, which you can see just there. So the plumber's put the water feeds, the waste pipes for all of the sanitary ware. So they've been cracking on nicely in here, and they've obviously done the electrics as well, which is fantastic. So we are making good progress. There's a little sneak preview at the tap. Lydia's very happy with how things have been moving on in this room.
Well, do you know what? It doesn't feel as disruptive in here. It's the end of an era, babe. This bed moved in when
The day
we moved in.
yeah.
The very, in fact, it arrived before we did.
It did. One of the first things I did when we moved here was build this bed with my friend Matt.
Yes.
And I remember building it. And I've taken it down before when we had this carpet done. And I will be taking it down again.
For the very last time.
Very last time. Lumi's going to be very upset because she quite enjoyed climbing on this, like a climbing
Yeah.
frame.
Do you know what? I thought about that. I did think about that because the next one it is she can't climb on it. Even though it's a 4-poster bed, she can't climb on it.
I know. She would impale herself.
Yes.
So, let's go.
Oh, I'm so tired.
And this is exactly what I was talking about. Just like that, we are packed up, ready for collection. And everyone else in the house is ready for bed. You ready for bed? Yes, you are. Come on. Let's go to bed. I had no intention on picking the camera up today, but my nails and pins arrived for the beehive frames, so I've decided that I'm going to stick in the foundations, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to bring you guys along for the journey. This is my first time doing this, and it's something that looks a little bit fiddly. There are lots of different techniques and ways in which people go about doing it, and I have a plan in place. I've already done one. I just sat down and just to make sure that my idea worked, and it's fiddly. I managed to damage the foundation a little bit. I did a bit of research, but I don't think it will matter because they can draw natural comb. They don't need the foundation. So a little discrepancy in the mold shouldn't cause a problem, but I will just double check that. But we're going to sit down now. I've got 10 to build, or 9 now, so I'm going to get busy doing them. I've got my kit out on the floor ready to go. Foundations, frames. These are the pins that I've picked up, and the pins that I was really waiting for were these ones here. So as you can see, there's just like a little peg end to these, little prong that slips either side of the foundation. This is going to help support the foundations from the side. So I was waiting for these, and this is what's going to really help me get my foundations in my frames today. Like I said, very fiddly. I have got one done already, as you can see in here, and you can see the pins down the side, and I've clamped in from the top using the comb guide as a little barrier, as you can maybe just see just along there. I've just stapled it in with a staple gun. So we're going to run through them, and I'm going to get very busy. I've tidied up the bee equipment and got all the frames in lovely with their foundations now, so I'm very pleased. Like I said, they didn't all go in as well as I'd liked. There are a couple of little discrepancies where I'd maybe pushed my finger a little bit too hard on the foundation whilst I was trying to slot them in their positions, but as mentioned earlier, the bees will work that out. So this is ready to go outside now, have the crown board and roof put on it, and then I'm going to remove the super, because you don't put a super on until the bees have established their colony within the brood box. So where they store their honey doesn't go on until they've basically filled all of this up, and they need to expand, and you need to increase their stores, which is also part of swarm control, and also giving them some more stores for the winter. So yeah, that's going to go out in a second, but today I've made a last minute decision to go outside and see if I can fabricate some stepping stones from the greenhouse gravel level down to where the campfire is, because I was walking from the beehive yesterday up and it was raining and it wasn't very pleasant walking on the mud, and even if it's grass it's probably just going to trash it. So I thought, you know what, why don't I see if I can put some steps in myself? So I've looked at some different designs, and Lids and I have both decided that let's just keep it quite minimal. So keep the steps almost covered in grass. Lydia didn't want me to put sleepers in, wood. She thought it would look better if we kept it to the limestone. So it'll essentially just be like stepping stones, where I'll stagger the limestone down the hill into the campfire area. So it's going to be my first time doing this. Watched a couple of videos as how to work out how many steps you need to put in, so that's going to be the first thing I calculate, and then I'm going to see what materials I've got, see if we can fabricate something and get digging. Yeah, fingers crossed it works out well, but this is a good time to do it whilst the ground is covered in mud and dirt, and we haven't quite got the seeds to take yet. Let's just do all the dirty work and get it done. So it's looking a little bit grey out there, but we're going to give it a shot. Fingers crossed it doesn't rain. Just before we get started, I wanted to quickly show you exactly what it is I'm talking about. So if I spin you around, you'll see where the greenhouse is and the path finishes. I'm going to run some steps down here onto the flatter ground, and then this will go back into wild meadow, wildflower, or whatever it decides to be. It will kind of like dress back up like this again, and cow parsley and whatnot will grow, and it will just give us a nicer entrance into this area. So it just gives us something to walk up basically, because if I stand to the side here, you can see there's a gradient, just slopes off, so it's basically just incorporating some soft stepping stones to get our way down there. But I want to try and do it a little bit more than just laying stones straight onto the mud, so I'm going to have a play around and see what we can do.
dug out.
Yeah, so at the moment that's not been dug out to like any precision.
Right.
I don't really know what I'm doing, I'm just digging. So the bottom step is lower at the moment than the ground because we need to build it back up with a little bit of hardcore and also sharp sand or whatever to put the slab on, plus the slab itself. So you need to dig down to then build back up like everything else. So what do you think? Yeah? I'm gonna call it a day. I've had a pretty successful digging day. I guess what I did today was kind of understand what was needed to be able to put in this stairs. I guess there are stairs, yeah. Kind of like stepping stones down into the campfire area. Now what we're trying to do essentially is reuse building materials that have been left over from some of the building works that have been going on in the house. Some of the 6x2 and 4x4 that was left over from the beehive, some of the limestone that's left over from the hallways and kitchen. So it's kind of like recycling that product rather than making it go to waste. And so as you can see behind me, we roughly have a set of stairs that have been dug out. Now this is not the correct finished height, so I need to actually dig deeper to be able to get my framework in to be able to build back up off of. But what this did teach me was I needed to work out how many steps I wanted to put in. I thought I was going to put in 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I've now persuaded Lydia to allow me to have wood on show, which means that I can actually build a framework where I have 2 runners down the side and then I'm going to batten across, which will help support the soil so there'll be less chance of movement, which means that it's changed the arrangement of the style of steps. Because initially what I was going to do was I was going to have a slab, then I was going to have a band of grass, then I was going to have grass growing on the down section on the drop. I was then going to have a slab, bit of grass, slab, etc. And there was a potential where I was going to then feather off just in almost circular motions the steps. That would have created steps with a grass finish with slabs that ran down it. However, I think that it will be better if we create this foundation, we put the framework in and then we put the slabs down in the middle and we keep it like that. And so to do that, what I need to do is I need to dig out a little bit more of the soil and I need to incorporate another step. So I'm 600 deep, which means that I think I've currently got these at 75. So I've got 6 inches to go back on each step, and then we'll be adding one in on the bottom. And then this will be a little step from up there down into the campfire area, which is lovely. So I'm calling it a day, but I thought I'd just quickly give you an update as to where this was. Not going to probably get this finished or move any further in this video, so stay tuned because in next week's video I might get a chance to get on it. We're supposed to have some really lovely weather next week, so yeah, back out here digging, but not a bad effort. Also, you might be wondering where I was putting the soil. This little area up here where there used to be a play area that we've now seeded and grassed, we actually had to feather out the ground here, and we started doing it when we took the foundations out for the greenhouse, because this was literally just like a drop. So we've started to feather it out, so I've just been adding to it. As you can see, I started on this section here, feathering it down. I might even take out the framework and allow the grass just to come all the way down, and then we'll let the sort of natural wild kind of growth come all the way up, and then we'll start to create the shape of the grass however we wish by just cutting the lawn and keeping it pushed back, a bit like we do over there where we cut the lawn, which create the line we want. So that's something that I might do. I think we've mentioned before, one day we may have a summer house here, but that's like 10 years away. So it's pointless worrying about that now because lots changes in that time. A little update, these little flashy things, the little silver strips, they're doing an okay job of keeping the pheasants away. I wouldn't say that they've absolutely smashed it. The pheasants do turn up, but they turn up a lot less. They're not here now than they were. I used to have about 5 or 10 of them that would arrive, and now we only get 1 or 2 little chances. I'm just seeing the cherry blossoms gone, just starting, which is great. I'm really happy this has happened because we did move this year, so I'm chuffed with that. Good times. Liz and I are just about to go out and take Porter on a little short walk. He's pretty tired today, and we had a very long walk yesterday, so we're just going to take him on a shorter one today. You're going to join us, Lumi? Yeah, you are, I can tell. You're in the mood. So it looks like all 4 of us are going to be going on a walk, which is actually something that I never imagined would happen, and the fact that Lumi joins us on the walks kind of makes me very happy. I know it does. But anyway, This evening, Lids and I have been spoilt by That Pantry, which is a sister company to That Cake Company, and they sent out in the week some antipasti stuff. So I think we're going to do like a cheese board platter, and yeah, just enjoy that with me, Bengal. You're oh.
Looking at you just like, look like you're looking at me like you're looking at me now.
I don't know if you could heard that. Apparently Porter was watching me vlog. Anyway, yes, we're gonna have a lovely evening in front of the fire, finishing off Anne with an E and enjoying a cheese board, which we've not done in probably 2 months because of all the building works. We've obviously been out lounge and we just haven't sat down to enjoy that. So I'm really looking forward to this evening because it's gonna be like the old times, which is good times. So we're gonna get busy now, taking the boy out for a walk, and then we're gonna settle down. What a day. What a day in your new bed. Eh? What a day. Yeah. Yes. You ready for your walk? Lummy is. Ooh. Ooh. Look at your wrinkly lip. I thought he'd grow out of his wrinkly lip, but he's definitely got it. Oh.
Come on! Potty, come on! Yes, Mummy got the treats! Mummy got the treats! Mummy got the treats! Good boy! Good boy! Come on!
Like that.
Yeah. I've just finished putting this evening's cheese board together. We have lots of Snowdonia cheese and we've got some black summer truffle. Very cheesy.
Very cheesy, yeah.
Good
Not enough
times.
crispies.
No, but I thought I won't get another pack out until we get through this lot because we always overestimate, don't we? So we're going to settle down into this and then get on to Anne with an E. I slept like an absolute log last night and it felt amazing. Right, Rustley, coming in here, rustling in my vlog.
Sorry.
So anyway, it's Sunday. Lids and I are just about to head out and grab ourselves some ingredients to make a roast today. And that's about as far as our Sunday's gonna go. You are taking the piss. We'll just wait for Lids.
Sorry.
You done? Yeah?
Yeah.
Right, so anyway, that's Planet today, and this vlog has come to an end, so I just wanted to quickly jump on and say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. We've done quite a lot in this video. Cleaned out the shed, started to build the stairs. I don't know what else I did. I did other stuff, I know I did. So yeah, I hope you did enjoy it, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Peace.